I think we'll probably go into our serious topic. That's what we're known for, our serious topics.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think the today's topic is on um, Muslims. I think this show has become about Muslims, and uh, hopefully the Muslims in Bradford and around the UK may benefit from this. It's pretty surprising sometimes when you come across, the narrative on the news, mainly negative uh, towards Muslims and towards the Pakistani community. I think that Muslims could lose British citizenship, according to reports. There's several reports. Is in the media. So there's several articles, including is all around the world. So the
Middle East
and
Eye
even
has
local
reported.
newspapers as well.
Local as yeah.
Yeah, Guardian and others. They're reporting on this, where apparently there's a trust, well, several trusts called Reprieve and Runnymede, who are basically publishing material to suggest that Britons, Muslims especially in particular, maybe because they're foreign born or something. We'll have to find. Obviously, you'll have the answer to this. But what do you call it? They are most likely, if without any reasons, what do you call it? They can lose their citizenship. So yeah. So who is this report by, AJ?
So there's two organizations. One is called Reprieve. It's a legal action, non-governmental organization. It's an NGO, and they are investigators, lawyers, campaigners fighting for justice, and they defend people who are facing human rights abuses, often at the hands of powerful governments. And the other trust, Runnymede Trust, that is basically is task it has of the UK is leading a race equality think tank, and they generate research to challenge racial inequality in Britain. So obviously, obviously this is very important for Muslims to know about, because they can lose their British citizenship. And why is it that obviously, why should people not be interested in this?
No, obviously this is not just a local issue. This is a national issue.
Yeah.
Well, in other words, it could affect your home life, your person. With the people, I think our listeners should be worried, and they should be grateful that there are people out there who are willing to educate people about this. It looks like it is targeted on Muslims,
Yeah.
and it looks like it's very relevant to Muslims. What do you call? And unfortunately, I think Muslims are they treated as second class citizens, or is there like a two-tier kind of system?
Yeah, in this country, both the right and the left say the other is, and Muslims claim that they don't get treated fairly because of the two-tier system. Pakistanis and any other community. So this is being looked into. This racism is on the rise.
Yeah, I think several months ago we discussed where, uh, especially Pakistani origin people are most likely to get higher sentences.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it is pretty shocking and surprising. And I think people will be worried. And I think people will, the net result will be that people will be removed, like what's happening in the US. Do you think is there going to be anything similar to any parallel to what's happening with the US, with the UK? Because obviously they're very closely aligned.
Yeah. So the ICE of the immigration that goes around is called ICE. I've just forgotten the icon, the
ICE,
name for it,
yeah.
ICE. Yeah. So that's been used to grab people wherever they are and take them into interrogation. A famous guy that recently was detained at the airport. I can't remember his name. What was his name? He was he's used to be doing the Thinking Muslim podcast.
Okay. Okay.
Shami, I think
Shami. His name is Shami something. Yeah.
Shami something, yeah.
Right.
So
I think
basic,
in the news we've seen many Muslims. We've seen Shami, but the Egyptian person,
yeah,
is it Al Fateh or something?
yeah. In this country. In this
Yeah,
country,
and I
they
think
would,
there was just in the news you must have seen. People, our viewers or listeners would have seen the what do you call is in the main news in the headlines. And
hmm
believe it or not, Shamima Begum is back in the headlines as well. So I
yeah.
think the narrative is obviously about
So,
Islam. There was
so,
obviously the PR
hmm
is negative towards what do you call the outcome. The articles that they show are negative towards Islam. But I
yeah.
think we don't want to get too.
I
But
mean, mainly
mm,
what obviously we'll get to what recommendations for from a reprieve,
mm.
and
Yeah,
those two.
yeah.
We'll do that in a little while. But
But
I think,
I'm just saying overall in the news, what
mm,
people may see is,
yeah,
uh, is it Al Fateh who's in the news for a whole couple of weeks for his apparently supposes anti-Semitic comments, and we've got Shamima Begum back. She's
in
been in the news for
the
about
yeah,
10 years now.
yeah.
Why are these people always in the news? Are they trying to should point out a narrative?
Obviously, what the judges or the courts have ruled against Shamima Begum to get her citizenship back from Britain.
Mm,
But what they say is she's got Bangladeshi origin,
mm,
so why can't Bangladesh take her?
mm.
And but the reality is she was born in Britain, she was raised in Britain, and she went and did something. Okay,
And I think when she did commit which she did wrong by joining a terrorist organization, or was she, I don't know, some people say she was groomed.
yeah,
The age was 14, 15 or something.
yeah,
Uh,
14, 15,
yeah, and she was groomed into the organization.
yeah.
But obviously, I think she's been treated differently to what would 14, 15-year-olds would be treated as. But
So
anyway, that's a different topic.
that's going to
Yeah,
the European
yeah.
Court of Human Rights.
Yeah, that is in the news now. Anyway, this particular report by Runnymede and Reprieve, why is it so important to Muslims?
Uh, why? Because millions of British Muslims could lose citizenship. This is what the report
Hmm.
sets out to do. So imagine if that reprieve and Unity Trust found millions with foreign-born parents could see citizen removed. UK's extreme and secretive citizenship stripping powers are putting millions of British Muslims at risk of being deprived of their nationality. And the research published by Runnymede Trust and Reprieve on people in the UK, approximately 13% of the population could be legally stripped of their citizenship at the Home Secretary's discretion.
So has this law been acted upon? Is it not current yet?
There was already laws at the time of Tony Blair. Obviously, obviously I can't remember when, but
Hmm.
at the time of Tony Blair, they brought this into law. The citizenship, but it's gone on, and now what we find is that the powers to remove people's citizenship are in the Home Secretary's hands.
Yeah.
So millions of, I'm not just talking about Pakistanis, this could affect Bengalis,
So can I
Africans.
just stop you? So is it to do with the interpretation of the law? Is it to do with the actual change in law? So I think it's to do with how they interpret the law.
Uh, no, this is a bill that obviously I think already laws exist.
Mm.
What they're doing is they're trying to uh, say, look, these are the laws. If people are not going to follow, they're going to, obviously, they don't, if they pose a danger. I don't think millions of Muslims would pose a danger
So do you
or
think
threaten.
currently the Home Secretary is a British Muslim? She apparently claims to be of Kashmiri Pakistani heritage.
Yeah.
Do you think she's going to be looking favorable to these people, or is it going to be the opposite for some reason?
Uh, I don't see the color skin or the background. Once you get there, you are gonna you they use you for a front
Mm.
person to give this racism, so nobody can say, oh, it's a racism, because the person that's giving out this is in a position of being homosexual. They are maybe Pakistani or Kashmiri background. Not necessarily they will support their own people in this country. So this is
Mm.
shows that um, they're being posted as the home secretary is not beneficial to the people. So it's only obviously racism. If a say if I'm just giving you an example, if a white person was to introduce this law, straight away you would have racism labeled on him straight away. Now she's done it. She obviously there's what I term as colonized minds. So they've already looking down on our on the community, and they've gone up the ranks. And the more they go up, the more they do damage to our Muslim community or the Asian community.
So this Runnymede and the other trust as well, Reprieve and Runnymede. Who are these trusts? Who are they run by some Muslim people, or are they?
I think they are non-Muslim and Muslim,
Okay.
and they will have people there. Obviously I've had a read of that, and
Hmm.
basically um, they've they've done so they basically
Hmm.
did I think this report,
Yeah.
but they're active. They're quite active, basically,
So.
in
Hmm.
trying to But there's a person called. There's a person called. I'm just trying to
I
look
think
for the name.
I think it was it Shabana
No,
Shabna
that the
Begum or something.
city campaigners, such as the Rapiv, there's obviously the Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood, campaigners warned that stripping powers bestowed upon the Home Secretary, currently Shabana Mahmood, could be open to abuse, and this was reported in the Reuters news agency.
Hmm.
But I'm just trying to find the person who is leads these one of these
Hmm.
organizations.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
I think I was reading it earlier as well, and basically, what you call, obviously, it's quite important to know what these people who's running these organizations, what they stand for.
yeah. So the uh, so the repairs organization is Maya. Her name is Maya, and basically she said that the 9 million people whose rights could be taken away by the next foreign home secretary has have every reason to be worried about what a full authoritarian government might do. So that's Maya Foha, and Foha's concern were echoed by Shabna Begum, who runs the Runnymede Trust. So this is the person now. So there's one which is Maya Foyo, and the other one who leads the other organization. Her name is Shabna Begum,
Mm.
who she runs the Runnymede Trust. Begum said there was a chilling undercurrent of citizenship stripping at the Home Office discretion, and that it has disproportionately impacted Britain's Muslim community.
Hmm. Right, I'm just gonna. Obviously, you've mentioned quite a few important facts and who's running the organizations, and surprisingly, there's a lot of involvement from British Pakistanis. I don't know if they're going right wing or what's happening, but anyway, I need to read out the studio contact number, which is 01274 or 787. The WhatsApp number is 07533 So you can contact us. And once again, you're listening to Radio Apne Awaz, and is we also doing this podcast live with AJ and Amr. And yes, so we're doing this for quite a while, and we are gonna planning on doing it in the future as well. Right? Has there been any like high profile cases that you can think of? Because I
So,
know people from my area who have been stripped of this. Obviously, if they commit an offence or
or
anything. So I know people in Bradford have been stripped of the citizenship and they've been sent back home. I think the only other people probably are going to be um, really affected by this is the Afro Caribbean community.
yeah.
So has it been in your
The most high-profile case remains that of Shamima Begum, a British-born teenager stripped of citizenship on the grounds she was supposedly a citizen of Bangladesh, something Bangladeshi officials publicly denied. And the findings come amid increasingly hardline rhetoric from conservative and reform UK politicians, with both parties floating the plans that would see hundreds of thousands of illegally settled people deployed. So, with the deprivation powers already concentrated in the hands of the Home Secretary, Muslim organizations fear that escalating nationalistic politics could translate into widespread misuse. So this is
so
obviously
I think that's probably the most well-known case, and
yeah,
she's always in the she's always in the news every year. Something happens, but for it's been about 10 years, I think.
yeah.
And what do you call, even her kids probably are about 10 years old now or something. I don't.
All
Did
three kids have died.
all three kids have died. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think in there's other organizations that have said this individual has actually been groomed when she was 15 years old. She was forced into marriage. She had kids with jihadis, shall we say, and they have passed away. I think. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me that. I knew she had kids, but I never knew.
So I
Yeah.
just
So
want to mention
she's going through a lot of
a lot
trauma,
of trauma.
even
Yeah,
in the younger days, and
yeah,
now this added on top this trauma. Wow.
yeah.
So it just shows really how. Do you think they'll probably do the same thing if she was white?
No chance. I don't think
Yeah.
she would. I think some of the suggestions or demands from reform, urgent, urgent reform, calls from Runnymede and Reprieve, an immediate moratorium on the use of citizen stripping, the abolishment of Section 40 uh, brackets 2 of the British Nationality Act, which allows deprivation for the public good, and the restoration of citizenship to everyone stripped under these powers.
So I'm guessing when they say public good, is it public good for a certain
It's
section of
vague.
the community?
It's vague. It's left
It's very
vague.
vague.
Yeah.
So is it in the public good, wherever the reform agenda is? Is that what is in the public? Is that what is classified as public good?
Public would go.
So I think nowadays that's what is classified.
Yeah.
Wherever the reform say or do, Keir Starmer follows, the Labour Party follows.
I think they've got a criteria for such. So they might just put you in a label you into a category and take strip you of citizenship. So then what happens is you are stateless.
Right. So I think these organizations are they asking for some reforms?
Yes, so as just mentioned, they are calling for a moratorium, and also they want they want an immediate moratorium on the use of citizenship stripping and the abolition of Section 40 brackets 2 of the British Nationality Act, which allows deprivation for the public good, and the restoration of citizenship to everyone stripped under these powers. And then, unless this law is repealed, they warn, the UK will continue to operate a two-tier system of belonging that places millions of Muslims in permanent insecurity. And last month, the former Lord Chief of Ireland, Declan Morgan, told this newspaper that this website that was called the Middle East Eye, that the UK should not have stripped Shamima Begum of her citizenship. So that's what the Chief Justice of Ireland, Declan Morgan, has said. And he went on to say that deprivation of citizenship may proceed where another nationality is merely presumed. Independent Commission on UK Counterterrorism Law, Policy and Practice. So what is basically saying there is they just need to say, look, you've got nationality somewhere. They not find the proof, and still they can citizens strip you of your nationality.
Yeah, I think the Commission's report basically I tried to say the threshold for deprivation has been steadily lowered and procedural protections weakened. So, in other words, it's easier to get rid of
Yeah.
these foreigners. When I say these foreigners, in particular, the British Muslims.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's. I mean, we are from Pakistani background, Kashmiri background. But there's multiple communities that were welcomed here when they needed the work doing. Yeah.
So, what's the advice? You think we should get rid of our Nazar cards, or
No,
there's people
no,
online who are making
yeah.
people scared?
I think what
And
this
they say get rid of your Nazar cards. With the things.
So basically, what these two organizations are asking us to do and participate in, to try to bring these laws up, to remove these laws that are draconian, authoritarian dictatorship that are on suspicion they can get rid of your citizenship. But I think this is going to be. It's not going to be. It's going to be a totalitarian state, and this is harmful. This is going to harm these people, obviously this country more than us leaving this country, because most of the work, most of the professionals are from Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, Afghanistan, and I was looking at.
And I think also political commentators like yourself, are you worried that they might get rid of you because they don't like you? Stop.
No. To be honest with you, if I
because there's a lot of political Islamic commentators. I regard you as one of those. So do you think you should be worried? Are you worried?
I'm not worried.
No, just having a light-hearted conversation.
No.
We are trying to, obviously, it is very concerning.
Yeah.
The actual fact that is more easier to get rid of, in particular, British Muslims.
Yeah.
And I think you've given a good overview. We've had a good discussion about this. And once again, we're not scared. This actually is in the news.
Yeah.
There's organizations talking about this. There's lobbying groups talking about this. And obviously, we know there's a lot of strong Zionist lobby groups out there who, for some reason, even Hindutva organizations who want this to happen, they talk about Britain. They talk about Britain as a safe haven for British Muslims and British Muslim political activists. And what do you think about that? Do you think?
I think Hindutva, they started taking the citizenship.
Because they're pumping money into the system.
If you look at what they did over that, since the BJP Modi came into being, they stopped Muslims from having identity.
Because we do know that, for example, Tommy Robinson, we're going totally sidetracked, but I think we need to mention it. They're getting funded by whom? Zionist organizations. And even most of the people online who are making comments is people have found out, they're doing research and they found out these guys are from India who are actually making comments on Facebook and other social media in Britain, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But nowadays they're doing this by AI, and obviously they're well ahead of the game in that. And but yeah, Novadikul, I hope it was educational for people. And I think we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back in about a couple of minutes. Listen to this kalam in the meantime. Take care. We'll be back soon.